Casper, where'd you go? Casper. There you are. Come here. Come here. Come here. Let me see you. Let me see you. Let me see you, Casper. There. There you go. Well, good morning, beloveds. It's the good Reverend Doc Harry Morgan Moses here, and this is my new puppy Casper. He's here with the old golden Mose, and my wife and I are here doing this COVID cocoon thing. So let's just begin by saying I am. I am. Well, good morning. Indeed, you are. And you are a vital part of what's happening in the world right now. And who you are is important, and what's happening in this process is meaningful. Because we have to remember, I love that expression, in the light, as the light, with the light. Why would I say beloveds? The answer is that each of us who really knows that we are spiritual beings, that we are more than just our physical body, we are much greater than that, and we participate in a much larger cosmos than that. We're in a time right now where two things are happening at the same time. Well, of course, we live in a multidimensional universe, and things are always happening at the same time. But the two sciences that are kind of in the works at the moment are kind of a little confusing, because the data that we're getting from the news media is empirical data based on physical reality, and that would be Newtonian science. Things are building blocks of solid things that create things, and then they have patterns and they go follow their way, and that's the information that we're getting all of the time. And yet at the quantum level, the level smaller than the atom, what we know is that the observer affects the experiment, so that the people all around the world who are being asked to be still, to find a place of stillness within themselves, are going through a process which is changing us. It's changing us in a way that's going to allow us to be more present in the moment. It's going to allow us to be able to follow divine inspiration as it emerges from us. We'll see thoughts, like I've seen thoughts like, well, there's an idea of how I might bring benefit, or how I might bring service, or how I might bring more love or more joy into the world. So this I am that I am, this real self of myself, the I am that I am. When the ancient Moses was asked to free the Israelites, he said, who am I to do this? And the voice within him said, I am that I am. Tell them I am that I am. That each one of us has this divine guidance that is leading us, guiding, guarding, protecting us, and unfolding us. And in the presence of all of this fear, it's a little bit scary, right? Because you turn on the news, and anytime you turn on the television, you're hearing COVID-19 and COVID-19, and it goes over and over and over, and then you begin to, wonder, am I doing it right? Have I washed my hands appropriately? Do I have the right mask? Do I have the right gloves? Have I been out? Do I stay in? How isolated to become? These are all things that are happening in the time. And so what a lot of people are looking for is how do I cope? Because you're in this transfiguration, and at first, I like the idea of, I used to complain about all the chores around the household. I mean, not out loud, but to myself, because all I wanted to do was sit down. And now you go, oh, I have to take the trash out. I have dishes to do. I've got a salad to chop. We're appreciating the day-to-day of living. Chop wood and carry water. What do I have to do to go forward? What is chop wood and carry water means what do I have to do to keep my campsite healthy? What do I have to do to keep us so that we have a meal when we're hungry, that we can nourish ourselves? How do I get the fresh air that I need? How do I get outside in a way that nature is nurturing me? These are all techniques that we can learn. The more that we practice them, the more that we are in tune with them, the easier it gets. And at first, what we call the monkey mind, that chattering of nervous thoughts, the worrying thoughts that keep popping up in our mind, they get in our way. So the great The great Yogananda, Paramahansa Yogananda, the author of Autobiography of a Yogi, the founder of the Self-Realization Fellowship, he said this very simple thing. You should read a little. Read a little. Now, of course, what he's talking about when he says read a little means find some reading that's inspirational. Find something, whether it's a scripture, a Bible, a philosophy, a textbook, a reminder. So many wonderful light workers, people who know they are one with the one, are out doing live stuff on Facebook like we're doing now, teaching people how to become more in tune to what's emerging. What's emerging as we go into this cocoon is this gentle flow of actually being able to hear our intuition. The philosopher Ernest Holmes says intuition is the voice of God within us. And we're really getting an idea of how we can hear it, and then follow it, listen and then follow that divine guidance that's telling us what to do. So he said, read a little. Then he said, meditate more and think about God all the time. Think about Source all the time. You know, that the very fact of our lives is something that's being done unto us. None of us know how to make, as I often have said, know how to make a heartbeat or a kidney kid. These things are happening because of a divine intelligence that's already operating within our cellular structures in our bodies. And so we need to allow that time to be in that which gives life, that source of life, to touch us. And that means we have to quiet those nervous and chattering thoughts that keep telling us, oh my God, what if this happens, or what if this happens? We chase down the rabbit hole, these scary, horrible thoughts. And that's the area where we really have to do our work, where we have to say, no, I am going to get out of the basement of my thinking, and I'm going to raise my thinking up to a higher level. One of these things that I taught my congregation along the way, I see that light's getting intense. I hope everybody's doing good. One of the lines I taught my congregation along the way is this wonderful quote from Ernest Holmes, this affirmation that Ernest Holmes wrote. He says, good and more good is mine. Now feel that. You know, you're alive today. Put the fear away. Take a breath. And allow that breath, as it goes into your belly, then to come up and fill your heart center. Breath of this beautiful fresh air, because we're being so gentle on the environment in this challenging time for us, but it's gentle on the environment. And the air is fresh and clean and renewed. Bring it into our belly and then bring it into your heart center. Good and more good is mine. An ever-increasing good. There's no limit. It's not going to run out. An ever-increasing good is mine. There's no limit to the good which is mine. Everywhere I go, I see this good. I see it. Can you hear the birds chirping? The light is shining through. Everywhere I go, I see this good. I feel it. I experience it. Allow yourself to experience the good that's happening in your life, the love that's in your household, the great gift of Western civilization that so many of us are blessed to have, a place where we have hot water and power and computers. It is changing. Everything is changing, but it's not, good is not going away. Good is coming to us in a new way, and we have to make room for that good. So everywhere I go, I see this good, I feel it, I experience it. And then you open yourself up. It crowds so much good, it's around me. I want to be more aware of the good. It crowds itself against me. So I open my heart to say yes to this good. I open my heart to say yes, to think about Source, where this life force being done unto me, happening in me, as me, through me. This good is being done unto me. And so allow yourself to breathe it in and take that time. And yeah, there are those alligator thoughts, the hounds of the heavens, you know, they're getting us in the morning, early in the morning, waking us up. And oh my God, this fear, and what was that ache, and what was that pain, and oh my God, No, no, no. We have to see the alligators chomping and keep our focus on this good. Good and more good. And ever increasing good. No limit to the good. It crowds against it. It flows through me, expresses itself in me, and multiplies itself around me. That you, in just taking care of you, whether you're greeting the delivery man who's bringing something, or the delivery man or woman who's bringing something, or whether you're in the market and you see everybody else's fear and worry and doubt, that you can be sending love and blessings and safety and security, while at the same time maintaining your distance and making sure your hands are clean, and whatever the rules are in physical reality, we simply are harmonizing those rules with this greater love that's inside of us, this emerging something that, yes, oh yeah, oh, so, well, you know, we'd like you to take a week just to mellow out and be still. No, right now God says it's been 3 weeks, 4 weeks, might be 5 weeks, might be another month of learning to read a little, meditate more, be still and know that I am whole, complete, and perfect, that I'm guided, guarded, protected, that life loves me, and that I have meaning and value, and that I have great creativity, great gifts of talent to bring into this world right now, and the emerging world as we come out of this cocoon, in our greater yet to be, in our greater good that's unfolding to us and in us and as us and through us. So one of the things that I'm really, really encouraging everyone I know is to be very, very limited in the amount of data that you're learning about the disease. This COVID is a virus. Viruses have existed before. They are not a thing unto themselves. They need something to attach to. And we simply know that this presence within me is keeping me safe. I am not a host for anything other than that which is life and more life and radiance and more radiance and love and more love and joy and more joy. You have to open yourself up to the optimism that is available even in this moment now. And I'll tell you a story about this news thing. A bunch of years ago, when our children were little, we were very often visiting a family home in Martha's Vineyard. And that family home, my uncle had a home there also, and he had a passion for boats. And he would constantly be getting a new boat one summer after another and changing boats. And one summer he had called a Mako. It was a 24-foot open-hulled, two big outboard engines in it. And he says, let's go to Nantucket. And this boat goes so fast we can get to Nantucket in 45 minutes. And so we loaded the kids, my cousin and her kids, and my wife and I and our kids, and my uncle, and all these children, and there we're talking, under 10 years old and some under 5. And we load them all into this boat, and we go high speed all the way over to Nantucket. And we had a lovely time, and we went out to lunch, and we walked around, and we went to a museum and all of that stuff. And we looked up, and the weather was changing. And my uncle says, well, maybe the weather's changing. Maybe we should get back in the boat and go. And so we got back in the boat, all the children, everything, and sure enough, it starts to rain. So as the rain comes, the sea gets a little rougher, and now it's pouring rain. We can't really see, and he can't see the compass in order to hold the course. So he turns to me and he says, Harry, can you see the compass in this rain? I said, yeah, I can see the compass. He says, can you hold the course? I said, sure, I can hold the course. And now it's pouring rain. This is before I was wearing glasses on a regular basis. It's pouring rain. Water is in my eyes. I am having trouble seeing the compass, but I'm able to keep seeing that I'm on course and glancing and seeing it in the midst of the rain. And the sea's getting rough, so I'm having to slow down. So now the 45 minutes is an hour and 45 minutes, and it's rough. And it was rough. And it was you don't want to have babies out on the ocean in a storm and the rain and the Atlantic Ocean. Yuck. It was a rugged and tough situation. And all of the children were now on the floor of the boat, all huddled up, trying to stay dry as they can, and I'm holding the course. And the last thing that I needed in that circumstance, with everything going on, was anybody yelling at me that it was rough or that it was rainy or that they couldn't see, because I was already dealing with all of those things. So it's kind of like that right now. We don't need the television and the news media to be telling us facts and facts and facts and facts, and the facts may or may not be relevant. We don't even know yet. And they scare us, and it's like yelling at you, we're in a storm, we're in a storm, we're in a storm. Well, we already know we're in a storm, and we're holding the course. The course is I'm guided, guarded, protected, directed, and I'm led into the paths of perfect right action. And that path is being revealed to me like a lotus opening up as I am in this cocoon, working on keeping my attitude and my thought and my awareness in the place of safety, in the place of divine protection, in the place of carrying that love out to all of our family and to the beloveds all around the world, because everyone is this blessing, having life done unto them. God has already chosen and elected everybody as whole, complete, and perfect. So if you need to listen to the news, if you want to make sure you're washing your hands appropriately and your distance is right and you have the right mask, or all of the things in the world, get the information you need in order to feel that you're doing the right thing, and then that's enough information. Now, turn to the flowers, turn to the birds, turn to the books, read a little inspiration. Catch a Facebook, somebody you love who's saying wonderful, empowering things. Turn toward that which is good, that which brings life and more life, good and more good, and ever increasing good, and allow yourself, beyond my fears, beyond my doubts, beyond all of the worries, I'm being taken care of, and I'm taking care of myself. I'm doing my part, and that's all we're asked to do. So don't limit the amount of information that's coming from the world in the media, because it's valuable, but a little bit, enough to keep you on track, right? That's all we need. And then the rest of your time, be working on feeling that breath, be working on letting go, and trusting that there is a presence leading you, guiding you, and it's even working with you as you're working on your own, because that's where the working ground is. The working ground is, where are you putting your attention? Where am I putting my attention? So put your attention on good, and more good is mine. If you need an affirmation when you sleep, one I've been using for 40 years is, I sleep in peace, I awake in joy, and I live in the consciousness of the all good. I sleep in peace, I awake in joy, and I live in the consciousness of the all good. It is so wonderful to be with you. Please share this Facebook thing if you know how. Share it with whoever you know. I'll be back again next Tuesday. Casper will be with me, and we'll share some more. And so just now, we're just going to take a moment. As I promised, I'd get us all out of here in about 20 minutes, and so we're almost there. So just take a minute now. If you're comfortable, allow your eyes to close. Or if you're happy to have your eyes open and staring at my face and Facebook, it's okay with me. Now we're just going to take a moment now to remember there is one source of all life. It's beyond all religions, and it belongs to all people. It's everywhere present and equally distributed. And that source is in you and in me. It's given itself in its entirety. If we but knew how magnificent we really were, we wouldn't worry at all. So we're just going to allow this magnificence, even in the presence of the divine helicopter. We're going to allow this magnificence to simply be in our bodies. Knowing and admitting in humility, I need to let go and let Source, let God, let this giver of all life, love, and beauty guide me, comfort me, indeed heal me, building up my antibodies and my systems so that I am strong and resilient. I am radiant, vibrant, dynamic health. I'm being led into the paths of perfect right action. And even beyond any confusion I have, there is a good and deeper good, a greater good emerging in my life. I claim this for myself. I claim this for my family. I claim this for my friends. I claim this for my brothers and sisters of every kind, size, shape, and way of being. I claim it for humanity. And I claim it for the earth. Good and more good is mine. There's no limit to the good that is mine. Everywhere I go, I see this good. I feel it, I experience it. It crowds itself against me, it flows through me, and multiplies itself around me. And I am so grateful this is my truth. And I am so grateful to be with you today. Let the sun shine into your heart. Trust that you're going to be okay. Don't pay too much attention to those fear thoughts. As soon as you're able, turn your attention to that which is more life, more love, more truth, more beauty, more wisdom, more possibility, and more good. We taught this for my congregations over the years, and I invite you to think about it now. Until we meet again, I invite you to go in the light, as the light, and with the light. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. Blessings.